What's better, armor or a plate carrier? Plates from what material to choose? Is it true that ceramic plates cause additional damage? These are just a few questions we'll delve into. Let's get started. There are a total of 6 primary plate materials: polyethylene, ceramic, aluminum, titanium, armor steel, composite materials. The most accessible and common protection class is the fourth. Within its framework, we can encounter and test them all. The first noticeable difference is the weight. Accordingly, in the order I listed, they are arranged relatively to each other in terms of this parameter. However, this is the only thing visible to the naked eye, and everything else requires further examination. Previously, armor worked on the principle: there's a chance the bullet will penetrate or not. If you only have plates, almost full damage will be taken if penetration occurs. If there's soft armor, almost no damage will be inflicted until the plate breaks, and the plate remains effective until the very last durability point. But that's if you're talking simple. Now everything works completely differently. I spent several hours testing plates made of different materials, and after building some logical chains, I identified which plates are worth our attention and which are not. But then reality hit, where everything works completely differently if you just switch to another plate carrier, and the body armors, they work on a different principle altogether. But let me share what I managed to find out. Initially used MMAC, which has soft armor, and it's very convenient that it doesn't have much durability, making it easy to find out what will happen when it breaks. A T45 tracer cartridge with a caliber of 7.62 by 39 was used. Why this one? Because 30 penetrations, an even number, are one class of protection lower than the plates themselves. Only one simple test was performed, which was done 3 times. Took a poor fellow, I shot it, and he in turn healed himself. And the fire continued until the plate's durability dropped to 0. And the main things I paid attention to were: real durability, blunt damage when not penetrated, damage when penetrated, how many times penetration occurred with durability above 50%, and how many times it occurred when below 50%. Sounds dull, but it's easy in practice. Regardless of the plate material, if the bullet didn't penetrate you, you took only 2 to 3 damage. We've dealt with blunt damage when not penetrated, so we'll strike it out. But don't put it on the back burner, it's a bonus task. I'm so weak. I have no strength left. There are too many of them. What's this? Who is it?
Do you want to gain strength?
Yes, I want to.
What do you have in your hands? How did you assemble this monster?
This is just wonderful. I'm going to tear them all apart now.
Stan, use these past effects and you'll see them all.
Oh, Gus, this is amazing.
Gas have nothing to do with it, it's all Patreon. There are hundreds of weapon assemblies, tables with important information, post effects. You'll find everything there at the link in the description and comments.
Real durability. Luckily, this is also easy. How many hits can a plate withstand until it crumbles to 0? Now remember, polyethylene, ceramic, aluminum, armor steel are almost the same in this parameter, and they can withstand a total of 10 shots. Titanium can withstand about 16 hits and composite materials around 14. But these indicators are slightly scattered, because plates of other classes may have different durability points. But the general principle will be similar. Damage in case of penetration. There are several factors here. Firstly, it depends on the plate's own durability. When it drops below 50%, the damage starts to increase significantly. If the durability hasn't dropped that much yet, at the end we had about 2/3 of the damage from the original. Literally always, except for one single situation. when a ceramic plate was used. In the case of it, penetration meant we'd receive 100% of the damage. Why is that? No idea whatsoever.
I don't know.
Perhaps ceramic shards cut us. And what happened when the soft armor did break to zero? In such an unpleasant situation, penetration also gave 100% damage, regardless of the plate used. How many times did it penetrate when the durability was above 50%? I'll remind you that we are using a cartridge that theoretically shouldn't penetrate at all, but it does. Here's the statistics before you, showing which plate was penetrated how many times during 3 tests. As we can see, there's no clear correlation between the material and the chance of being penetrated. Only ceramic shows somewhat poor performance in the first test, but this is more likely due to luck. However, this is at first glance. Let's remember that composite materials and titanium can withstand much more hits than others. So, over 7 to 8 shots, they were penetrated no more often than the others over 4 to 5 shots. In other words, they protect 1.5 to 2 times longer than the rest. Moreover, both of them were not penetrated at all in 2 out of 3 tests. How many times did it penetrate when the durability was below 50%? Here's the second set of statistics. Yes, it's much worse here. And those who performed better than others in the past now seem less impressive. But this is not the case, because they required more shots. Due to their lower durability, they were penetrated more times. But we see how much worse the plate performance becomes when their durability drops too low. It's similar to what happened in the wipe back, where armor losing 40% of its durability conditionally lost 1 level of protection. This mechanic has been brought back, and as a result we have such a situation. Plates are divided into 2 castes, those made of titanium and composite materials, and all others. Composite materials are heavy but have a low price on the flea market, while titanium, as logically expected, is the opposite. It's light but expensive. Among the rest, polyethylene is probably the most advantageous in terms of purchase. It costs a little and weighs the least. But what about ceramic? Why doesn't it reduce damage when penetrated? I decided to check if it's the combination with the MMAG that works this way. So I inserted the plate into a banshee. And what do you think? What's the answer? Yes! In combination with the banshee, we received 49 damage when the plate was almost broken. So if it were intact, it would be 40 damage, just like the 2/3 like another plates. So ceramic plates somehow conflict specifically with the MMAG. But then a switch flipped in my mind purely by chance. What if plate carriers and armor works differently? I took the OTV. It also has the second class of soft armor. We start shooting, and miraculously, if not penetrated, we get higher blunt damage, from 5 up to 10 units against 2 to 3 on MMAG and Banshee. And then complete randomness begins. We can get maximum and minimum damage, as I noticed even before the last patch. I thought, well, okay, it's just a different logic of how armor and plate carriers works, nothing to worry about. But then I decided to take the Osprey, a plate carrier with a 3rd class of soft armor, to see how they would deal with hits. And right away I see the same blunt damage of 5 to 10 units in case of non-penetration, just like with armor. That's how it is. Let's try to summarize the acquired knowledge and draw conclusions. The best plates are titanium and composite materials. If you're not taking them, simply choose the one that's cheaper or lighter. However, composite materials are extremely heavy, so titanium is still the best option. Soft armor is good, you'll receive much less damage. What's better, a plate carrier or armor? It's not immediately clear. On the one hand, with armor, when you are penetrated, there's a chance to receive less than 2/3 damage. But at the same time, in case of non-penetration, you can lose up to 10 HP. If a plate carrier misses damage, it's not less less than 2/3, but at the same time it handles non-penetration much better. But there's a huge but. Some individuals like Osprey may operate like regular armor, not plate carriers. This is also something to understand. What kind of armor do you use? Write in the comments, I'll be glad to read. See you next time. Bye bye!